Boy, after drawing with Aston Villa and it feels like a defeat because we had a two-goal cushion, it doesn't really mean anything to me seeing Spurs and Man United lose apart from bantering my friends. So, yeah, man, let's see what Arsenal's got in terms of tabloid talks. Now, it's been quite predictable. Arsenal fans, all we want is a bit of hope. We're still linked with several players. After the defeat to Aston Villa, where it again raised the question that football is decided at both ends. You need to defend well enough and you need to score your half chances, man, between VAR, between Trossard's unlucky one where Lewis Skelly's put him through, and just generally it feels like I'm watching the same thing on loop at Arsenal. Osimhen, who you could argue is achievable in terms of the makeup of his loan spell at Galatasaray, Arsenal allegedly are exploring a move for Victor Osimhen. Would you lot take that? Let me know your thoughts. Arsenal have turned their attention to signing Napoli superstar Victor Osimhen this month, sources have told Football Insider. The Gunners are exploring the market for a late window striker signing after losing Gabriel Jesus to injury for the rest of the season. Sources have said that Arsenal are exploring a deal for Osimhen, who is on a season-long loan at Galatasaray, and have made contact over what would be a sensational late deal. The Premier League's interest is only at the early stages, and it's not known if a transfer for the prolific forward will be possible in the next fortnight. It's the 19th of January. We need to get a move on. Do you not believe this, people? I don't think we're in for Osimhen. I think we're more likely to get a winger than a forward, really and truly. The only reason I somewhat could say I believe it is how Osimhen's contract is loan deal, better yet, is at Galatasaray. You do hear or see on social media that there or Google and whatnot that there's a break clause, so he could exit that. Whether Arsenal do, that's another thing. Osimhen has been thriving on loan at Galatasaray after falling out of favour at Napoli. The Nigerian striker has 14 goals and 6 assists in 18 appearances. So we'll have to see, people. Again, it's easy to link him with us, but following Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Saliba, and just about anyone who's injured, we need stronger squad depth. And I don't think it's realistic to expect us to be able to continue with the lack of attackers we've got at the moment. There's a bunch of issues. The Times Sporter said Mikel Arteta is ready to bring forward his summer transfer plans after Arsenal stepped up interest in signing Benjamin Šeško from Leipzig. The Sun have spoken about Šeško and are saying that we are weighing up a 70 million move for Leipzig striker Benjamin Šeško in the January transfer window, or to negotiate a short-term loan deal. Now, we've seen his agent and everyone else kind of pour cold water on this. I do think if you bid 70 million, even though Leipzig are trying to achieve what they're achieving, that's more up their street. Why would they want to sanction a loan deal? And they're probably a dry loan or with a buy option or a loan outright. If it's not an obligation, it doesn't make sense. So creative journalism, if I'm honest. I wonder how the Arsenal players actually feel. Because if you remember after the Spurs game, Declan Rice said, we have lost Gabriel Jesus. I'm sure the manager will look for something because we had to bring Tierney on left wing. We were a bit short there. I'd not be surprised if we do something in the transfer window. I'd be surprised, but I hope you're right. We're still linked with Wahi of Marseille, who is struggling at the moment. According to reports from France, people were interested in the forward Wahi. Apparently, we've reportedly added him to a list of target strikers following Gabriel Jesus' injury. We're all aware when he played for Lens, he played quite well against us. Apparently, we're going to face competition from West Ham, who recently made contact with Marseille as they hope to sign him on loan with a near mandatory 25 million euros option. So we'll have to see what's going on there, but it's nice to see new names. David Ornstein has given Arsenal hope of signing Nico Williams, but says any deal will be in the summer and not January. So as much as I think we need to do what we're doing in the summer, who really cares if it's not happening in January at this moment? For what it's worth, big up Ornstein here said, do Arsenal focus more on a wide player? Instead, someone who can contribute goals from the wings, with Saka out injured in particular. The player of Mikel Arteta loves is Nico Williams of Bilbao. Their release clause is just shy of 60 million, so in brackets 50 at the moment. It fluctuates with inflation. It needs to be paid in full, so it's not easy for any suitors. He's on a high salary. That salary would go up if he was to move. He's going to need to want to move, and I'm not aware of him agitating or looking to move in January. It's more likely in the summer if it happens. So yeah, everything's happening in the summer, but that's what that is saying. We've been once again linked with Diaz of Real Madrid, the 25-year-old. I would be all on signing him. Could play as a 10, could play on the left, play on the right. Think he'd be a great player for Arsenal, but these players never really want to leave Real Madrid, and you're at Real Madrid's mercy. And he's someone like Arda Güler that is not a regular at Real Madrid, and in a January transfer window where it's reactive anyways, do you really buy that there might be some level of interest at Arsenal in him, but do you really buy it? That primarily it's being said in TBR football people who report that Real Madrid could allow Diaz to depart. And obviously we've got injuries to Ethan, to Saka, we could do with bodies. And we're also apparently keeping tabs on Arda Güler. In addition to Diaz, Arsenal also hoping to sign a new forward in 2025. We've been linked with Gyökeres, been linked with Isaac, Vlahovic, the same names at this moment in time. You would have heard David Ornstein and every journalist now saying Arsenal among the clubs interested in Savan Napan and are confident they can win the race for the Norwegian teenager. The Daily Mirror reckons Arsenal are ready to splash the cash on Victor Gyökeres this month, with Mikel Arteta admitting the Gunners are actively looking to strengthen the squad. And we all saw the Aston Villa game. Real Madrid are apparently already drafting up next season's lineup and have made contact with William Saliba's reps. As you know, Saliba's got 2 years left on his deal and has currently got some sort of level of injury at this moment in time. And Buemo is more than welcome at the club, for me anyways. Thomas Frank is a fan of him moving to Arsenal. He has shut down Arsenal's chances of signing Brentford star and Buemo, people, according to the Daily Mirror. You would have seen this week, Mikel Arteta, when asked about a potential midfield reshape and just Zubimendi in particular, he said, we have some situations with contract expiring. We have to be prepared. Apparently, David Ornstein has said decisions on Partey and Jorginho's contracts have still not been taken. Jorginho is aggressively linked with clubs in Brazil, the latest being Flamengo. Obviously, with Partey's contract and him actually playing right back, sometimes unprovoked at Arsenal, mainly so last season, could you rule out him getting a new deal? Or can you say that? You never know. One of Partey and Jorginho could stay. Or maybe Jorginho does the coaching. Ornstein also said on the Athletic podcast that really and truly we don't need to read into the Vlahovic stuff. Allegedly, Vlahovic is a player that Arsenal are not particularly hot on. I don't think he fits the pressing stuff. I don't think he's the answer. What Mikel Arteta wants from a forward is not Vlahovic. I know we're linked with him in 2022, but there's that. And also, do you really believe the Vlahovic rumours, people? Really? Because I don't believe that half of these rumours on the best of days, but his contract is running down. He's a big earner. We need a forward. We've previously been linked with him. Now, all of this could point towards actually going for the man, but I just think it's nonsense, if I'm honest, and it's insulting our intelligence. Before the Aston Villa game, and he's come out with several comments like this, Arteta said, we lost 2 players, obviously Jesus and Saka. So we need some support there. We are trying to find the best possible solution. We're going to try to see what we can do. And with time running out, we're going to need to try. Apparently, Gittins of Dortmund could be available if Dortmund don't make the Champions League. Some rumours have said Arsenal, Man United, actually City as well as Bayern Munich are involved. And some have actually said he's going to cost at least 100 million. Apparently, Benjamin White is back on the grass with the team. He's expected to return soon. Don't think I expect to see him against Zagreb or Wolves away, but the sooner he returns, the better. Allegedly, Edu wants Nottingham Forest to sign Salah Odin, a young player within Arsenal's academy. His contract set to expire. He's 21 years of age. Obviously, he's not going to get a look in, people. Apparently, where the situation gets interesting is the involvement of the player's agent, Kaya Jarupkin. I mean, Edu, he's got close ties. He's involved. You never know. And big up Nottingham Forest because boy, I think Arsenal and Forest are actually tied where second is concerned, and whatnot. Charles Watts has offered his own thoughts in relation to Zubimendi, people. Let's see exactly what he said. Zubimendi is a player we've known for a long time, features high up on, Mikel Arteta's list of targets. Talks over a summer move have progressed and there's confidence the deal can happen, but nothing's been signed yet. And we know there are huge clubs across Europe that are also interested in Real Sociedad star Zubimendi. So until contracts are signed, it's impossible to say with absolute certainty that Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player next season. We saw with what happened with Liverpool and Zubimendi last summer how quickly things can change when it comes to the transfer market. But it's a deal Arsenal understandably would like to get done and have been working with Thomas Partey and Jorginho likely to leave in the summer. There's a need to bring in a high quality number 6. There are a few better number 6s around the world right now than Zubimendi. I know there are suggestions that Arteta told Zubimendi to reject Liverpool and wait for Arsenal. To be honest, I have no idea if that's true or not, but there is no doubt Arteta will have been key to Arsenal's attempts to land a midfielder. And should they get the deal over the line, the manager will have played a massive part in that. Well, 100%, you know, it's all in his image and whatnot. We've gone over my man Nico Williams already, man. So what's the point? And even when you look at some of the things Mikel Arteta has had to say, you know, you look at the fact that there's no Saliba, which keep dropping points from winning positions, and even it's exaggerating. And you could say, obviously, John Duran, Leon Bailey, Luca Dean, who got the assist. You could look at Fulham's changes today. You could look at City's changes today, actually. You could look at Liverpool's changes. You could look at Aston Villa's. I think you've seen beyond the obvious. When you have a squad and you've got strong attacking options, subs can change and impact the game. And yeah, man, we're in a tough spot, man. You know, we're in a tough spot. The League Cup dreams are only still alive because we're in the competition. I think that's gone. I think the Premier League, sorry, is gone, regardless of its own. It's not even, you can't even say only, but a 6-point gap on Liverpool, who can't stop winning. We don't seem to be able to be consistent in that. They do have a game in hand. I mean, the Champions League, as long as you don't get embarrassed, that's a win for me. Would love to win silverware, but it's looking almost impossible. But I'll say improbable. So yeah, I do think where Mikel Arteta is concerned, the way he started to speak, whether it's his own doing or not, it seems like a desperate attempt to promote Arsenal's people above him to get something done in the transfer market. Are you lot actually confident, Arsenal fans, that we'll get deals done? I'm not too sure, but I'd love to know your thoughts.
I think